I've got the latest market data and I'd like to share it with you. Stay tuned. Hi everyone, this is Mike Rennick. I'm the team lead, the senior broker of Team Rennick. We're part of that great Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Ashley Properties family. Let me speak from the heart for just a second. We're all faced with a lot of trials and tribulations we've never gone through before. I respect that, and to me that's the most important thing going on. I've been asked to provide the market data and I'm happy to do that, but I know for most of us that's just peripheral information to have. Where buying and selling may not be at the top of the line right now. For those of you that are, we're actively engaged, but for those of you that aren't, we completely respect that. But let me share the data. I'm going to call this transitional data. It was just released and approved yesterday. So it's April data, but the data actually is good through the end of March. The reason I call it transitional data is a lot of the deals that I'm going to talk about that were closed over the last 30 days went into effect prior to the virus. So next month we should get a true impact on what's happening here. And the market's changing. There's no one that can argue that it's not. Buyers have dried up. Many sellers don't want their homes showed. I respect all of that. So let's take a look at the data. March sales, which is the latest data that's been approved for Sarasota and Manatee County, were 2,324 units. That's up 7% over last year. But remember, most of that went under contract before the virus hit. Pending contracts, that's what's going to close next month and the month after. There are our future sales, if you would. 1,713 units, that's down almost 32% from last year. That's the strongest indication we have right now where the market's going. The data will look much different next month, and I'll be back here to bring it to you. On the sales side, we do see some decreases in pending contracts, which I just shared, but the sales numbers are up. So we'll talk more about that next month. What about price? People are calling all the time asking about the price of the units that are selling. Again, this is transitional data. The average dollar per square foot, and that's the way I like to measure it, for March was $205. That's 5% higher than last year. So prices as of yet have not been impacted. Let's come back in 30 days and see if that's still true. Days on the market. When you put something for sale, is it taking a long time to get it sold? Well, the March number is 71 days. That's down almost 8% from last year. So again, before this virus hit, things were still moving in a good direction. Prices are increasing, but the time to get property sold has dropped a bit. The months of inventory out there's 3.2 months, and that's down almost 24% from last year. This means that at the current sales rate, buyers have less properties to select from. So since it's between 3 and 6 months of inventory, it's considered a neutral market. I expect this data to change tremendously when the April figures are released in May, and I'll be back to talk more about that. Now this is just the beginning. This is the high level Manatee, Sarasota County. If you're actively pursuing a sale or a purchase, we need to go deeper into the actual city that you're looking at, into the actual subdivision if it's a home, into the actual condo association if it's a condo. I have the data and I have the tools to do that, and I'd be happy to prepare an analysis for you. So stay tuned, things are changing. The market has been strong for a long time. We're going to see something different next month, and then hopefully a recovery that will occur soon after that. Feel free to give me a call if you have any questions, or if there's anything I can do for you. I'll leave you my personal cell. That number is 941-400-8735. Thanks for watching.